So here we are back in City Skylines, and before I start going with the speed build once again, I just wanted to point out a couple issues with this design as well as making a couple of changes, no matter as minor as they are. So the first issue that I want to highlight is when the cars come in through here. You can see if they're going to turn in here, they have to slow down and then make the turn, and this is just an issue with the angling of this road here. So we're going to change the angle here of this road so that the cars will not have to slow down. That car might be a little screwed there, but essentially we're going to have an angle more or less something like this, although I don't know why that office building there just had that a little issue there. But essentially now they should be able to turn. I can also make this a dedicated turning lane over here so that this is dedicated, but even if this was not a dedicated turning lane, even if I did make this a dedicated turning lane, I should say, I still wouldn't want them to slow down. I don't want them to lose momentum. Now the second issue is an issue that I've been thinking, I don't know if I should implement or not, but connecting this road here straight to the Blackwell Highway strip that we have going around these two districts here, and essentially the reason why I would do that is because you'll notice that there's an outtake over here, as well as an outtake plus an intake over here, which means that they're going to have to flow in through these one lane, not H direction streets here, which may or may not be something that we want to do. That's probably something that we wouldn't want to do because this would just result in traffic jams. But we got a lovely, is that an AT&T building? Yeah. Oh, it's kind of funny. But we got a lovely tower here, so I don't know if I should do that or not, and I don't know how productive that would be. But, you know, I think I'm going to do it anyways. We're just going to see what happens. So I'm just going to run this right through here, and we're going to see if that's going to have more good than harm. Also, the traffic lights here, I personally turn them off because the city, still survives without traffic lights, and kind of thrives without traffic lights, because traffic lights, screw things up. I didn't get rid of traffic lights here, probably because I deleted this so many times. But essentially, I'm just removing traffic lights now because traffic lights are just screw everything up. I know this is not hooked up to anything, and you can see, most of these are actually residential cars. That's probably because I was thinking when I was looking at this little time lapse there of just letting everything mature here, I was thinking that these are just commercial cars, but now looking at this looks more to be residential cars, and that makes perfect sense. And it makes perfect sense because all of these people over here, there's no public transit. The train system isn't hooked up. Now, I'm going to be doing a transit hub somewhere. I'm not sure where I could do it here or just somewhere here. Like, by the water, here's my problem with this design of having the highways, this highway kind of format running around everything, is that it's kind of difficult to have, these waterside housing, which I managed to do here anyways because I ran this underneath the ground. I just still don't know the effectiveness of having as many accesses as possible and having the highways running around compared to something like this where you just have a road here. This is doing fine, to be honest, although there has been some traffic backups at times, but it looks like most people are now relying on public transit. And I will have to address it because, again, see, this is part of that transit hub that I'm planning to do. I don't know how I'm going to do a connection here. And, of course, I have to do a cargo terminal over here. But we have a harbor, or that is probably not a cargo harbor. I think that's a cargo harbor. No, I don't think that was. Oh, that's probably why I screwed up. Okay. That's not a cargo harbor. I thought I placed a cargo harbor. Anyways. So, lack of public transit. So here's some of the cargo here. Lack of public transit is probably one of the main reasons why there's so many cars on the road. I will get to that. This area here, I like the nature. I like nature. I just like trees. It makes it look so natural, and that's why I like when houses just kill off the trees here, it kind of makes it look more unnatural for me. That's why I leave these little areas with like trees and stuff, because it looks all nice and natural, and that's generally what I like. So yeah, this area is going to be nice even if there are houses here. I'm leaving the trees here between the highway and the residential because I think it's just going to look nice. Here I just put offices, or apparently I put commercial. Yeah, commercial. Here's offices, I know that for sure. Offices are a really great way to block noise pollution. They're more effective than trees, I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, that's just the little intermission. Adjusting this. This is just intake here. Okay, so this might have the same issue as well. That should be more of an I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna change some of these lanes around here, and I'm gonna make. Oh, that's already dedicated. I'm just gonna do it anyways. And that just goes straight. Yep. And I guess we're gonna go back to the speed run now.